law. Get results, not excuses.
We had a high of 76 and a low of 55 in Charleston yesterday. Today, plan for likely rain and storms. We're already potentially out the door early this morning. A strong to isolated severe storm is possible. Likely, essentially a near 100% chance of rain this morning. Likely this afternoon, and still a chance of showers and storms overnight tonight. The folks at the Storm Prediction Center, including most of the state, in a marginal risk of severe weather today. Now, marginal means isolated severe storms are possible, and in this case, all types are possible. An isolated large hail, damaging winds, and a brief tornado can't be ruled out. So be weather aware of some likely rain and storms, isolated severe weather possible today. Fly Sierra Bear forecast, it starts at home, 79, chance of rain and storms in cities like Charlotte, 2, 51 Chicago, 80 in Atlanta, Tampa near 88 today. From Panhandle to Panhandle, again, rain and storms are likely this morning and still this afternoon. We have a low swinging a front today. Highs in the mid to upper 60s. To the east, mid and upper 60s to near 70. Rain and storms likely with that risk of an isolated severe storm. Up here, too, highs 60s to low 70s. Rain and storms likely this morning and again this afternoon. And to the south, rain and storms likely with highs mid 60s to low 70s. Huntington near 72 this time for your high. Some breezy winds as well, and mostly cloudy overcast skies. Charleston 72, rain showers and storms likely this morning in the afternoon, and still a chance tonight.
Checkity check 1 2 3 4 1 2
will be for today. Going forward, cooler temps behind that front, maybe some patchy frost by Saturday night, low near 36. Slight chance of rain tomorrow, chance of general rain showers, 63 on Friday, then we dry out, 59 Saturday, 65 rebounding temps on Sunday, and then some chances of rain and thunder early next week.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted Best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at Salango Law.
Got a busy show coming up for you this morning in MetroNews Talkline. What are the polls telling us about the upcoming West Virginia primary? Senator Shelley Moore Capito stops by, and artificial intelligence has entered the chat on the campaign trail. This is MetroNews Talkline. We're underway.
Do not attempt to change the station. You are surrounded. We interrupt this program to bring you an emergency news bulletin. Repeat, this is an emergency bulletin. Keep your radio turned on.
From the studios of WVRC Media and the MetroNews Radio and Television Network, the voice of West Virginia, comes the most powerful show in West Virginia. This is MetroNews Talkline with Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows.
Check set lineup link. Activated Telos telephone. Switch network control from Charleston to Morgantown.
Stand by. Cue Dave and TJ. You're on. MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Good morning. Welcome inside the Encova Insurance Studios. Dave Wilson in Morgantown. TJ Meadows is in our Charleston Bureau. We appreciate you listening in on one of our great radio affiliates across the state of West Virginia. You can thank Ethan Collins for that. He is our audio producer this morning. Jake Link handles the video side of things. If you're watching on the MetroNews TV app, Facebook Live, or YouTube this morning. U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito will join us bottom of the hour. We'll talk to her about her re-election bid. A little bit later on, how AI is being utilized in the 2026 campaigns. And we'll get your text in as well. 304-TALK-304 is the text line. Say good morning. TJ Meadows joining us from Charleston as usual. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I am well. It started off as a slow morning, and then suddenly I think we have the next Emmy Award-winning program today. Tomorrow could be a totally different story, but for today, not too shabby.
As Rush would say, another day in broadcast excellence, right?
Miss Rush. I just wish I could have a cigar during the show like Rush could. but I don't own my own studio, and I think the bosses would not look fondly on that. Neither would the engineers, for that matter.
I hadn't looked. Is that against the rules?
Probably.
Good to know. Good to know.
If it isn't, it is now, TJ. It is now. We've been following a few of the state Senate races heading into the 2026 primary, as the big story heading into the primary and heading out of it will be which faction will assume control of the state Senate. Could it be the Tom Takubo faction? Could it be the Randy Smith faction? Could it be one that we aren't even aware of? That's always a possibility. State Navigate has taken a look and has dug into some polling. And, well, let's bring in Chaz Nuttycombe from State Navigate to dive into that. And, well, Chaz, one thing we thought we knew, there's going to be some tight races, in particular in that 17th Senate District with Chris Pritt and Tom Takubo. You did some polling, and you found that it's a very tight race between Chris Pritt and Tom Takubo. Good morning, Chaz. Elaborate a little bit further. What did you find when you started to poll some likely voters in that district?
Yeah, first off, thanks so much for having me on. I know I got to come on y'all's program when we did our first poll in State Senate District 1. I believe that was back in February. So we've polled State Senate District 1 up in the northern panhandle. We polled State Senate District 14 kind of toward the eastern panhandle. And then we've polled State Senate District 17, which, is based in Kanawha County. Takubo is, I think he had like maybe a 1 or 2 point lead in our poll. So it is a very tight race for what we had. Now, that being said, it was like, maybe 40 Takubo, 39 Pritt. And, there's obviously a lot of undecideds, right? 20% undecided. So maybe it's not going to be close. Who knows, right? I mean, we put our poll in the field a month before the primary. So how those 20% undecided folks are going to break will be interesting to see. But what's also interesting here is, Tronock, in the special election, right, had a pretty sizable lead. I forget how much, but I know it's double digits. And she was actually at 42, if I recall correctly. So actually higher than Takubo, despite being an appointed incumbent, right? But what was interesting is that, you would think that, well, all these sort of kind of folks that would be in the Senate leadership's camp and not in their camp, the voters will ideologically sort themselves. But you don't really see that in the primary between those two elections. I mean, there are a lot of Charnock Pritt voters, a lot of Charnock Takubo voters, vice versa, with all the sort of possible combinations that you can come up with. That is, I think, the marquee race of the year. We are right now finishing up 3 more polls in State Senate Districts 2 up in the northern part of the state, 3 in Parkersburg, and 8, which is Charleston, and then like some of the counties just north of Charleston.
So, Chaz, let's get into some of these results in the 17th before we move further. A lot of outside money, a lot of PAC money coming in against Takubo. I think by one estimate I looked, it's just shy of $170,000, and even that is dated. I mean, more and more money is coming in. I think a lot of that money came in, before he has spent much, right? And he still has a lead over Pritt. How should we think about how this money impacted this poll one way or the other?
Well, look, I mean, some of that money got spent, but a lot of that money is kind of coming in toward the end of the campaign, right? In the last month of the campaign. So, look, I'm not a Republican consultant. I'm not I'm just a political scientist, right? So, I think that particularly in primaries, money matters a lot. And I think, if you're getting heavily outspent, which, I haven't got to look at the campaign finance data in West Virginia. We are at State Navigate, we do a lot. We don't just do polling, right? We're getting the campaign finance data, the latest data in onto State Navigate's website. It's going to be pretty easy to navigate, no pun intended. But I mean, money matters a lot in primaries. I mean, you can see this if you look at a map of a Democratic primary, Republican primary, and you look at whoever spent the most in the media market, pretty much they win that media market, right on TV. TV is still king. So that's the main thing here is, when I'm thinking of, the most important thing that people are spending money on is just TV. So I haven't got to dig into, that sort of data, but, I think that's sort of the thing is who's got more airwave power, right?
Chaz Nuttycombe is joining us with State Navigate. I could have sworn spending money on radio was the most important thing, Chaz, but, we'll debate that another day. Hey, Governor Morrissey got involved in these primary elections. He made a couple endorsements early. He has not made an endorsement in the 17th district, but what did the polling data suggest that if Morrissey did make an endorsement in this race?
Well, look, the governor placed third here in this district. So his endorsement when compared to State Senate District 1, which he carried by, I believe, 8 points in the Republican primary. And so, yeah, I'm referring to primary data here, obviously, right? When I say he placed third in that district. And then he won, obviously, the 14th out in the Eastern Panhandle, which is kind of his home turf, by some sort of double-digit margin. I want to say it was like 40 points or something, maybe 30. Right, that's one of his strongest districts. And our data showed that this would be a weak area for the governor if he made an endorsement compared to those districts, which isn't too surprising because he placed third here. He's not very popular in Charleston, in Kanawha County, right? I mean, pretty much every other district or every other Republican, statewide Republican and district level carried State Senate District 17 here by what, like 15 to 30 points, maybe. Typically, a lot of them carried it by 20-something points, including President Trump, whereas Governor Morrissey only carried State Senate District 17 by single digits. I want to say it was like a 3-point margin, maybe 4-point margin. So he's not popular in this district, both in the primary electorate and general. So his endorsement here is not powerful compared to like State Senate District 1, just in general in the northern part of West Virginia. So I think that's why he hasn't endorsed. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't endorse. So, I think, I mean, we'll see what he does, but I think it's, I think we all know which candidate the governor would prefer to win. And it's not Tom Takubo.
To what extent does this become a referendum on the governor's first half of his term? I mean, is that the simplest way to think about this? If you like what the governor is doing, you vote for his slate. If you don't like what the governor is doing, you vote for someone on the Takubo slate. Is that a fair way to look at this in simple terms?
That's a good question. I'm not inclined to think so. I think this is really a sort of ideological battle within the Senate and then the electorate, right? I don't. There's we've asked the question of how impactful is the governor's endorsement here to you, and all three of our polls that we have done, right? I don't think there is anything here, that in these polls that we conducted, from February to April, that really showed that people are, want to make it a referendum on the governor. I mean, we considered when we had the first two polls with the issue question, right? What's your top issue in this election? We wanted to put something about the governor, but I don't think that the electorate is really like, oh, I want to go and get whichever senator is going to just support my governor or something. I don't think that's really how primary voters, whether it be on the Democratic side or the Republican side, really think. It's primaries are very, very ideological. Conservative versus moderate, liberal versus, or Democratic Socialist versus liberal, whatever, or super MAGA Freedom Caucusy versus like standard bearer conservative, right? It's very much ideological in primary electorates in these districts and in pretty much every single primary in America.
He's Chaz Nuttycombe. You can see the polling data over at his website. Go over to statenavigate.org. You can find the polling data there. Chaz, let us know when you get some more data. We'll break it down. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. We have our polls coming out, I believe, maybe tomorrow or Friday or Saturday. Depends on how fast we get them out for state Senate districts 2, 3, and 8.
All right. We're here every day, Chaz. Talk to you later, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by.
All right. Thank you.
Chaz Nuttycombe, State Navigate with that polling data. Coming up next, King Charles with an historic address to Congress. We'll talk about that when we return. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
When it's your family, your kids, your home, your parenting time, you want somebody on the Court of Appeals who lives and breathes family law. Even if you don't win your case, you still should feel that you've been heard. I'm Jim Douglas. I'm a family court judge, and I'm asking you to put real family court experience on the Court of Appeals for your future.
Paid for by the Committee for Family Law Experience for ICA. Susan Shepard, Chair.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Senator Shelley Moore Capito is more than a true conservative and proud West Virginian. She's a champion of our way of life. She doesn't just fight, she delivers, working with President Trump to close the border and keep our families safe, protect our energy jobs, and cut taxes, and establishing the New River Gorge National Park, a powerful economic engine. Shelley Moore Capito, our senator, our champion.
I'm Shelley Moore Capito, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Capito for West Virginia.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan. We are here for you.
Worried about paying for college? MetroNews is proud to present the 19th annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to WVMetroNews.com and apply today by May 3rd.
They say you can't take the lottery with you. But now, you can play anywhere, anytime with iPlay, the West Virginia Lottery's official app. From Cooper's Rock to the Greenbrier River, from the bleachers to your living room, iPlay goes where you do. Safe, simple, and always West Virginia proud. Play anywhere, anytime. Download iPlay today. iPlay, the fun, secure way to play, wherever life takes you. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Calva Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
5, 3.
For your daily fix of sports in West Virginia, there's only one stop.
I would imagine a group of you got together and watched the Mountaineers last night. What were your thoughts on that performance?
It was funny, we were sitting with a guy last night, and he said, all right, I'm going to go put $1,000 on it. Well, down the stretch of that ball game, he's looking at us like, are you kidding me? And sure enough, the Mountaineers came back. I saw him today. He said, yep, I'm putting another $1,000 on them tomorrow.
Sportsline on MetroNews Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
King Charles addressing Congress yesterday on Capitol Hill achieved a rare occurrence, bipartisan applause, and even had a couple of laugh lines in there yesterday.
This is a city which symbolizes a period in our shared history, or what Charles Dickens might have called a tale of two Georges.
Not too bad. For more, let's bring in Fox News Radio's Tanya J. Powers. Tanya, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Other than a couple of nice laugh lines, what was the overall message from the King to Congress? Oh, we lost her. We had her and we lost her.
Oh, no.
Well,
I guess this is where I come in.
this is where you say the best laid plan of mice and men oft go awry. He had a couple of other laugh lines, but it was a good address yesterday. You watched it. I think watched it in its entirety, didn't you?
No, I checked out most of it, not its entirety. But
sorry, sold you out there.
You're fine. I thought that Congress was smitten with the man. I mean, even Trump acknowledged it, saying at the dinner last night, he did something I've never been able to do. He got the Democrats to stand, and he did. I mean, the lines were great. The writing was great. People were into it. And at the same time, I don't know that anyone noticed or took it this way, but he slapped us across the face when it came to checks and balances, NATO, and everybody, Republican, Democrat, everybody stood up and applauded for it. I mean, you know, maybe the apple didn't fall too far from the tree. His mother had the ability to do that. Maybe he has it too.
There's still something. There's something about the King, right? I mean, as much as we love our independence, I, by the way, love the Revolutionary War soldiers that were out there yesterday for the welcome.
Nice.
But it's a nice touch. But I mean, there's something. Listen, we're infatuated with it. Remember how many people watched when, what's the Prince William and Kate, when they got married and had the baby, and we're still even here. Not quite infatuated like the British tabloids are, but there's something about it, TJ. And having the King in Congress, certainly significant yesterday. I didn't take much of it. I caught the highlights. I had other things to do yesterday. But the laugh lines, I always appreciate a good joke in a very serious situation, and the King delivering a couple laugh lines. I appreciated that as a naive and amateur, sometimes funny guy. So I appreciated it.
Well, it's disarming. And I think that's the point, because he did it in a very civil manner with the King's English, a very dignified way. And maybe we're not used to that in American politics today. But if you stop and listen to what he said, particularly about NATO and the idea that the U.S. would leave NATO, he reinforced not only the special relationship between the United States and Great Britain, but also what NATO has become, what it has meant to the world post-World War II, Cold War, etc. And it was clear. And let's face it, Trump was all about him when Trump has not been all about the PM, Downing Street, the UK's inaction, as Trump would say, on Iran, not backing us in Iran. I thought it was interesting last night. The king never says politically one way or the other what he thinks.
Right. Well.
And Trump goes, now, Charles agrees with me. Called him Charles. But, I guess if you're chums, as they would say, across the pond, you can do
Trump.
that.
That's Trump. It's easy, of course, it's easy like a guy that doesn't actually have any of the decision-making power.
Oh, yeah.
How the government runs over there as well.
And that's why they'll never get rid of it. It's too much money, Dave.
Oh,
The monarchy brings in billions of dollars to the UK. They'll never have a republic there because no one wants to give up the money. Why would they?
Couple of texts here, 304 Talk 304. Texter says, I think sometimes King Charles gets a bad rap of the conversations that I've seen. He seems to be very pleasant, intelligent, funny guy, says Noel. I watched King Charles, thought he was very charming and funny, says the texter. Yeah. I thought it went over well. And again, if you can get bipartisan applause in this Congress, you've done something. Coming up, we're going to talk to U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito. She is running for re-election to the U.S. Senate. We'll talk to her about her campaign. A little bit later on in the second hour, how AI is being used in state, Senate, and House of Delegates races across the state of West Virginia. It's here, and it's good. It's not as good as it's going to be, but it ain't bad already. We'll get into that subject second hour of the show. 800-765-TALK and 304-TALK. 304. That's the phone number. That's the text line. This is Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. It is 10:30. Time to get a news update. Let's check in with the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening all across the great state of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Selango Law. Get results, not excuses.
We had a high of 76 and a low of 55 in Charleston yesterday. Today, plan for likely rain and storms. We're already potentially out the door early this morning. A strong to isolated severe storm is possible. Likely, essentially a near 100% chance of rain this morning. Likely this afternoon, and still a chance of showers and storms overnight tonight. The folks at the Storm Prediction Center, including most of the state, in a marginal risk of severe weather today. Now, marginal means isolated severe storms are possible, and in this case, all types are possible. An isolated large hail, damaging winds, and a brief tornado can't be ruled out, so be weather aware of some likely rain and storms, isolated severe weather possible today. Fly Sierra forecast, it starts at home, 79, chance of rain and storms in cities like Charlotte, too, 51 Chicago, 80 in Atlanta, Tampa near 88 today. From Panhandle to Panhandle, again, rain and storms are likely this morning and still this afternoon. We have a low swing and a front today. Highs in the mid to upper 60s. To the east, mid and upper 60s to near 70. Rain and storms likely with that risk of an isolated severe storm. Up here, too, highs 60s to low 70s. Rain and storms likely this morning and again this afternoon. And to the south, rain and storms likely with highs mid-60s to low 70s. Huntington near 72 this time for your high. Some breezy winds as well, and mostly cloudy overcast skies. Charleston, 72. Rain showers and storms likely this morning and the afternoon, and still a chance tonight with a low near 45. The isolated severe risk will be for today. Going forward, cooler temps behind that front, maybe some patchy frost by Saturday night, low near 36. Slight chance of rain tomorrow, chance of general rain showers, 63 on Friday, then we dry out, 59 Saturday, 65 rebounding temps on Sunday, and then some chances of rain and thunder early next week.
This is Ben Selango with Selango Law. Selango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Selango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Selango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at Selango Law.
When you hired me, you were 29. You seemed like you were 50 when you were 29. You were running that thing like a 50-year-old man. All right, we got to go get some tape. Come on, get out of there.
I think I've sort of always been 50, and I think I'm 50 now.
Yeah, me too. That's me too. a great point.
Join Tony Caridi, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for 3 Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at wvmetronewstv.com.
Primary election day in West Virginia is May 12th. Early voting actually starts today, runs through May 9th. Two reminders. One, you will need a photo ID for the first time. Last election we had voter ID, but there were like 38 different ways you could identify yourself. Now you'll need a photo ID, so keep that in mind. Also, Republican primary. We have told you multiple times it is a closed primary this year. Only registered Republicans will be participating in the Republican primary election. Democrat primary is still open, so Democrats, independents, anybody else can vote on the Democrat ticket. With that out of the way, running for re-election to the U.S. Senate this year is Republican Senator Shelley Moore Capito, who joins us on MetroNews Talkline this morning. Senator Capito, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on. Thanks.
Absolutely. You have represented West Virginia since 2015 in the U.S. Senate, running for re-election. What is your strongest case that your record has delivered for the average West Virginian?
Well, I think what I've delivered is good, honest service, whether it's through my legislative careers, for instance, protecting the miners' pension and health and retirement plan, or creating the National Park and Preserve at the New River Gorge. I think I've been in every nook and cranny of West Virginia. The voters know me, and I'm now in a position, through my leadership position and through my service, where I'm chairing committees and subcommittees, where I can really direct more resources to West Virginia, but also work on the overall issues that will help everybody. One of the issues that I've really been plugging since I began in the Senate and have worked a lot on is the deployment of broadband all across the state, and that's getting better, and it's going to get even better once the BEAD money comes out. So I think I've been in every aspect of a lot of people's lives, and I know and listen, and I think they trust me.
Senator, good morning. TJ here. I want to ask you a point-blank question. You talk about your seniority. If voters were to go another direction, and that seniority obviously wouldn't be there, your replacement wouldn't have the same seniority that you do, would West Virginia lose? I mean, would we not get as much benefit as we currently do?
I do think West Virginia would lose. I do think whether it's through I'm now the fourth ranking Republican in the United States Senate in terms of leadership. This allows me to set the course of, for instance, for the tax relief bill that we passed last year for working families to increase the ability for child care and child tax credits and the savings accounts for newborns and keeping taxes lower and helping small businesses. You know, I'm right there at the table making sure that the policies impact West Virginia. And so I think we would lose if we, it's a seniority organization in some ways. I bring fresh ideas every day, but I do think I have the influence to be able to bring home the bacon, but also to bring home the policies and make the changes and work with individual constituents. I have a great staff that works very deeply and very hard every day to make sure we deliver from the federal standpoint what we can for our state.
U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito joining us, MetroNews Talkline, running for re-election in the May 12th primary election. Senator, do you support extending ACA premium subsidies? And if not, how do we address the rising health care costs in the country?
You know, I think this was a debate that we had. The subsidies have lapsed as of last year, and I think there are gaps there. I think probably tens of thousands of West Virginians have lost some coverage, but others have been able to recover here, or their premiums did not go up as much as early predicted. We're working with people on individual cases to try to make sure they have coverage, because at the end of the day, we want a healthier West Virginia. We fight this all of the time. We've seen this through the drug scourge. So things like halting fentanyl at the border and things like that are exceedingly important. I want to see our young families be able to keep their children healthy so they can learn in school. So, we're looking at different options here, but right now we're working on an individual basis. But I did not support extending the subsidies because that was a COVID-era special case. And I think it's time for COVID-era special case, especially in this times of limited resources, to expire.
Let's talk about the debt. We've talked before about moving and getting all 12 appropriations bills, getting back to that systematic flow. But even at that, from my read, we're still spending or would spend more than we take in every year. We would continue to run north of a $2 trillion deficit. What does Washington need to cut? What do we need to do to get into balance?
Well, this is the big question, and we see I think it's over $37 trillion debt, which is unimaginable, really, but that's where we are. So cutting spending is one thing that we have done. I've done that through as an appropriator myself through my bills, kept them flat so they're not growing. But also, I think growing the economy, making sure that we're bringing in more dollars, we're creating more small businesses, creating opportunities there. But we can't grow our way out of this either. I think what we need, is for Republicans and Democrats to have the courage, and I have the courage with the good ideas, to be able to rein in what are the big drivers. And a lot of these are health care issues. You saw we did try to rein in some of the spending in Medicaid to try to pull in the long-term debt that comes along with it. And I think we've done a rescissions package, which means we've removed spending, which is the first time we've done it in decades. So we're moving there in small steps, but there's much more that we can do.
U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito joining us, running for re-election in the May 12th primary. Senator, over, many years, not just this administration, the executive branch has expanded power, specifically when it comes to military operations, whether it was President Obama in Lebanon, President Trump now in Iran. What should be the Senate and Congress's role in overseeing military operations, and should Congress claw back more of that authority?
Well, I think that what we see now is we've got several votes. We had one yesterday on whether we should allow the president to go into Cuba. Well, are we going into Cuba? No. So a lot of this is political. But the Iranian situation is not. The president deemed, and I think this was not so much, and I think I've said this on the show before, was not when we went or if we should push back on Iran and their development of nuclear weapons. It was when and who had the courage to do it. And the president had the courage to do it. And I support that because I think a weakened Iran is a safer America, a safer world, and safer for our economics in terms of energy and everything else. But I do think at some point the president, they are sharing information. They did notify the Congress before they went in. At the highest levels, not everybody, because obviously it was a surprise, and this place leaks like a sieve, as you know. So I think that we need to have great oversight over what the president's doing. We do have it now, but at this point, I don't think he needs a War Powers Act. We don't have any boots on the ground, and I think that's the difference maker.
I want to talk a bit about permitting reform as it relates to affordability, because you're knee deep in it. I don't think the average West Virginian or the average American understands how difficult it is to permit energy these days. And I would contest that drives up costs. I mean, it makes things more expensive. Would you agree with that characterization? And two, how do we fix it?
Absolutely. The lack of being able to get through the federal bureaucracy makes it more expensive. A lot of times people leave, like the Atlantic Coast Pipeline. They left that big infrastructure on the table because they just couldn't get through the regulatory regime. So that's what you see with this president. He's deregulating. Administrator Zeldin has come to West Virginia at my invitation, and we took him to John Amos and to Nucor and to Toyota to see how permitting really influences manufacturing and energy development. And he's doing his best, but we need permanent permitting reform. And it was funny when you said I'm knee deep in it. I said I think I'm like waist deep into it because I'm leading the charge here. And there are estimates that there's $2 trillion of capital sitting on the sidelines. And we had a hearing where we had not just the owner of the company, we had the laborers there because this is a lot of labor jobs, and they're good paying jobs. It's whether you're building a space pad or a communications tower or a nuclear facility, a road, a bridge. It takes too long, it costs too much, and we lose out. And when we see our competitor, China, building at breakneck speed, I think it's troublesome on a national security avenue as well.
U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito joining us on MetroNews Talkline, running for re-election in the May 12th primary. Senator, your opponent has criticized you as not being conservative enough, specifically pointing to a 2022 vote to approve same-sex marriage. How do you reconcile that vote with many of the conservative values in West Virginia?
You know, I think I'm a known conservative in West Virginia. I'm certainly endorsed by West Virginians for Life. I have a lifetime A rating with the NRA as a protector of the Second Amendment. People know me. I mean, I just cannot even, I'm going to hold myself back here because the negativity that is surrounding this primary, and mine included, with falsehoods, is just startling to me as somebody who's run many, many campaigns on issues all the way through. And so I would say I'll put my conservative creds. Remember, I was Republican before Republican was cool. When I came in 2000, I was the first Republican in over 20 years. I'm the first Republican senator to be reelected in our state since 1907. I'm the first Republican senator from West Virginia, and I'll hold my conservative values, whether they're the values that Charlie and I have developed as a family over 50 years of marriage, or all the values that we have as both being native West Virginians, grown and nurtured by a beautiful state. I'm willing to put those credentials up against anybody's.
Why is it so divisive this time around? Because you piqued my interest there. You talked about how long you've been in politics, and I think if I heard you right, you said this is one of the worst primaries you've seen, if not the worst. Why are we at that point?
You know, I don't know. I mean, I was down in Fayette County making a speech at Lincoln Day dinner, and, you know, you're always trying to get applause lines and where people are really with you. And one of the things that the crowd really reacted to was, I said, I'm sorry for all these mailers that are, I mean, my mailbox is stuffed of really falsehoods, and I don't know how a voter can even determine which one of these is true. And they're so brutally mean with these ugly pictures. I think it's a total ripoff at the same time. And so I just feel like, the voter wants to see, what is your position on an issue? Do you disagree? That's what elections should be about. And it should be about the truth of where you've actually voted and how you've made your decisions over years and what decisions you would make in the future. And for some reason, I think what happens is, now that when I was first starting out as the only Republican in the federal delegation for many, many years, now we as Republicans have such a dominance that we end up turning on each other. That's a good way. That's a way to failure, in my opinion, and it creates hurt feelings and also falsehoods. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be the positive Shelley Moore Capito I've always been, and I'm going to respond to the people who know me and trust me, and they see me everywhere around the state, and that's, I think, my hallmark of my service.
Senator Shelley Moore Capito joining us, MetroNews Talkline, May 12th primary. Senator Capito running for re-election. Another one of the claims that's floating out there, Senator, is that your support for the big, beautiful bill came in exchange for your son, Moore Capito, being named the Southern District prosecuting attorney for the United States in the Southern District there. Was there a quid pro quo?
Well, that's a new one. I haven't heard that one. So I'll put that in the categories of falsehoods and, fantasy land. I don't have to tell you the credentials my son has as a fine representative and lawyer in the states. He's a Trump supporter, and that's why the president wanted to appoint him. Certainly Senator Justice and I supported him, as we did Matt Harvey in the Northern District, and I'm proud of that.
Another one that is floating out there that I'll give you the chance to address.
Okay.
Insider trading. We hear a lot about trading, and some of your opponents have tried to throw stones at you for that, and they've called out your trading record or your husband's trading record. Is there anything wrong with what you've been doing when it comes to trading?
That again is something that is an easy target. This is a very transparent process. People in the Charleston and in and around the Charleston community know Charlie and I very, very well. And the line of trust and integrity that we, I think, have maintained through our lives goes through whatever we've done in our personal financial life. You can go look at my disclosures. You can look at my whatever I've done over the so many years of accumulating certain assets. That's what you're supposed to do. You want to be able to retire so that you don't have to rely on your Social Security. And, it's just a foolish personal attack, and I'm not going to respond any further to that.
U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito. Senator Capito, why should West Virginians send you back to Washington?
I think West Virginians should send me back because they trust me, as I've mentioned. They know me. My door is always wide open, no matter what your concerns are. I'm going to fight for the energy in the state. I'm going to fight for a strong border. I'm going to fight for economics. I've done individually a lot of things. For instance, I helped Nucor get their permits. I helped Jaeger be able to expand their terminal. I've helped WVU modernize their dental lab. I've helped, or the dental school, excuse me. I've helped out in Berkeley County, our law enforcement get cameras, and the fire department to get a new engine or ladder truck. I mean, I've been helped certain areas get their water systems. We work hard every day in my office to make sure life's just a little bit better in West Virginia, and how we can fill that role. And that's through the lens I see my service, and I want to continue that, and I think I can build on what I think is a strong record.
U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito running for re-election. The primary is May 12th. Early voting is now underway. Senator Capito, thank you so much for the time this morning. We appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for the opportunity. I really appreciate it, and I encourage everybody to get out and vote.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito. Got to take a break. Back in a moment. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
In West Virginia, community is everything. It's about showing up for each other. Vin Salango and the team at Salango Law don't just work here, they live here, proudly sponsoring local events and giving back to the neighborhoods they love. So when you're facing a serious injury, trust the local team that's always in your corner. They spent over 25 years fighting for West Virginia families. Salango Law. Get results, not excuses. Visit us at salangolaw.com.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Are you ready to reach the finish line of retirement? At the Stike team at Wealth Enhancement Group, we provide comprehensive guidance for retirement planning in West Virginia. With years of experience, we'll draft a plan tailored for your unique goals. Whether you're just starting or nearing retirement, we make the process as simple as possible, easy, and stress-free. Visit wealthenhancement.com/Stike to set up a complimentary consultation and get started on your plan today. Let's work toward your dream retirement together.
Right now, America is hungry for energy, more power, more reliability, and more security. So here's a question worth asking. Why not coal? And why not now? West Virginia sits on one of the most abundant energy resources in the world. Generations of miners, proven infrastructure, and coal-fired power plants already delivering dependable, around-the-clock electricity. At a time when demand is surging and reliability matters more than ever, coal isn't a question mark, it's a solution. Today, there's robust support in West Virginia and Washington to strengthen American energy independence using the resources we already have. So again, we ask, why not coal? And why not now? Because when it comes to powering our homes, our hospitals, our economy, and new opportunities, West Virginia Coal is ready. A message from the Friends of Coal, powering America today and tomorrow.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Bellevue Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
The region's largest restoration firm, responding from 5 locations. When disaster strikes your home or business, call Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Jackpots are growing in West Virginia. They're on the rise every week. Powerball hits Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Mega Millions lights up Tuesdays and Fridays. That's 5 chances a week to get in on life-changing jackpots. Play in-store and online. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. The Powerball jackpot is $143 million. Mega Millions is $178 million. So go ahead, play today. Went long with the Senator. Got to take another quick break. Back to tell you what's coming up in hour number 2. This is Talkline from the Encova Insurance Studios.
The rule of law protects our communities. Integrity protects our values. Conservative Justice Gerald Titus spent his career fighting for both. As a prosecutor, Titus took on criminals and traffickers. Now, as a justice, he applies the law as written, fairly and independently. Endorsed by law enforcement, he stands with those who protect and serve. Because when courts uphold the law, criminals are held accountable and communities are safer. For Justice Titus, it's personal.
I'm Justice Gerald Titus. I spent my career upholding the rule of law. I was born here, raised here, and now my wife and I are raising our family in West Virginia. We need judges who are fair and apply the law as written and protect the rights of all our citizens.
Vote to keep conservative Justice Gerald Titus on the West Virginia Supreme Court. Vote early or on May 12th. Paid for by Titus for Supreme Court.
Looking for a career that truly matters? Healthcare offers stability, great benefits, and careers that are in demand right now. From patient care to technology and support roles, healthcare careers offer flexibility and opportunity. Not sure where you fit? Take the quick healthcare career quiz at explorehealthcareerswv.com. Discover the path that's right for you. Healthcare careers, where passion meets purpose.
Building a stronger West Virginia isn't just a dream, it's a mission. The High Technology Foundation knows economic diversity is the key. For over 30 years, they've been dedicated to transforming the state's economic landscape. Conveniently located in the heart of West Virginia, innovation, growth, opportunity, all under one roof. There's no need to look far for change. It's happening right here at the High Technology Foundation in North Central West Virginia. Visit WVHTF.org to learn more.
Poor circulation can lead to serious health problems. At WVU Medicine, we provide world-class vascular care, close to home and always within reach, treating aneurysms, varicose veins, and more, with advanced, minimally invasive procedures. Call 877-WVU, the number 4-HRT, or visit WVUmedicine.org/heart.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? Odd times it may be both. The WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Quick hour number one coming up in the second hour. How AI is being utilized in state campaigns. Plus, we've got some good news, non-politically related. We'll get to it coming up 6 minutes from now. This is Talkline on Metro News, voice of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Selengo Law. Get results, not excuses.
We had a high of 76 and a low of 55 in Charleston yesterday. Today, plan for likely rain and storms. We're already potentially out the door early this morning. A strong to isolated severe storm is possible. Likely, essentially a near 100% chance of rain this morning. Likely this afternoon, and still a chance of showers and storms overnight tonight. The folks at the Storm Prediction Center, including most of the state, in a marginal risk of severe weather today. Now, marginal means isolated severe storms are possible, and in this case, all types are possible. An isolated large hail, damaging winds, and a brief tornado can't be ruled out. So be weather aware of some likely rain and storms, isolated severe weather possible today. Fly Sierra Bear forecast, it starts at home, 79, chance of rain and storms in cities like Charlotte, 51 Chicago, 80 in Atlanta, Tampa near 88 today. From Panhandle to Panhandle, again, rain and storms are likely this morning and still this afternoon. We have a low swinging a front today. Highs in the mid to upper 60s. To the east, mid and upper 60s to near 70. Rain and storms likely with that risk of an isolated severe storm. Up here, too, highs 60s to low 70s. Rain and storms likely this morning and again this afternoon. And to the south, rain and storms likely with highs mid-60s to low 70s. Huntington near 72 this time for your high. Some breezy winds as well, and mostly cloudy overcast skies. Charleston 72, rain showers and storms likely this morning and the afternoon, and still a chance tonight with a low near 45. The isolated severe risk will be for today. Going forward, cooler temps behind that front, maybe some patchy frost by Saturday night, low near 36. Slight chance of rain tomorrow, chance of general rain showers, 63 on Friday, then we dry out, 59 Saturday, 65 rebounding temps on Sunday, and then some chances of rain and thunder early next week.
This is Ben Selengo with Selengo Law. Selengo Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Selengo Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Selengo Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at Selengo Law.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
MetroNews Talkline already in progress. We're in the Encova Insurance Studios. Dave in Morgantown, TJ in Charleston. Gang's all here, having a nice Wednesday. A little bit rainy here in the University City. 800-765-TALK's the phone number. 304-TALK. 304 is the text line. Coming up, how AI is being used in state senates and House delegates campaigns heading into the May 12th primary election. We'll talk to Maddy Sperling on loan from WOWK Television in Huntington and Charleston. 304-TALK. 304 is the text line. 800-765-TALK. 800-765-8255. Once again, say good morning to TJ Meadows, holding down the fort on Virginia Street. Good morning, sir.
That's what you want to call it. I'm trying to be the IT guy today. I'm woefully unqualified.
In this business, pull the curtain back. If everybody thinks radio is glamorous, it is. It's very glamorous. But you may have to be an IT guy one day. You might be an engineer one day. You may be getting coffee for someone one day. It's kind of how the business goes. And if you're Dave Allen, you just show up 5 seconds before airtime, waltz into the studio, demanding everybody bow down to your excellence. I kid because I care. Love you, Dave. 304-TALK. 304 is the text line at 800-765-8255. We'll get to Maddy coming up about 10 minutes from now. Here in Morgantown, there was an announcement this morning. We've actually got some good news for you. A new foundation launched to support West Virginia entrepreneurs, building on 6 years of momentum, supporting high-growth startups across the Mountain State. Country Roads Angel Network announced the launch of the Country Roads Angel Foundation, a new nonprofit initiative designed to expand access to capital, mentorship, and entrepreneurial resources throughout West Virginia. Joining us on MetroNews Talkline this morning, President of the Country Roads Angel Foundation, Scott Widmeyer. Scott, good morning and congratulations.
Well, thank you, Dave. Good morning, everyone. It's good to be here. It's good to be having some good news to talk about today.
So let's just kind of give folks a little bit of background who may not be familiar with the Country Roads Angel Network. What is that organization and its mission?
So Country Roads Angel Network, we call it CRAN, was founded 6 years ago, launched 6 years ago here in West Virginia with the objective of supporting entrepreneurs that we have been finding all over the state who have new business ideas, great ideas for startups. And what we've done the past 6 years, we have funded through our angel investors about 20 startup projects in a whole field in a whole range of areas, from farming to sustainability to cultural, movie enterprises, documentaries, environmental programs, technology, and a good number of programs in the health sciences field, new medical devices. And many of these come through programs that have been developed here in Morgantown at WVU, as well as other colleges around the state, but also just regular people in the state who are coming up with their own new business ideas. And then they come to CRAN, they make a pitch, and it's a little bit like Shark Tank, but we're pretty nice. We're much nicer. We go through a due diligence process and then decide if we want to invest in them. The investments that we make range from $50,000 up to about $500,000. We've invested about $2 million in 20 projects around the state so far. And why we're starting the foundation is because we've seen a need to have kind of boots on the ground, and the foundation is going to give us boots on the ground throughout the state. Our new board that will guide the foundation will be representative of folks from all sectors of the state, from the education sector, the finance sector, business, law, other entrepreneurs, so that we can go in with boots on the ground and perhaps work with local schools, maybe a middle school class or a high school class where they want to try to develop business skills of the kids there. And we've been seeing over the past years many of these things pop up around the state, and we want to embrace that and nurture that, and that's what the foundation will be doing. And we will provide some seed money to local projects around the state also to do that.
So, Scott, it sounds like this may be an answer to a problem we talk about all the time when it comes to students. You know, they know a couple of things. Everybody knows they could be a doctor or a lawyer, maybe a teacher, and then whatever mom or dad did. This seems like a way to introduce entrepreneurship into schools and start to get kids thinking at an early age about making their own job, creating their own company, and showing them that there's a path forward. Is that the right way to think about this?
Exactly. These kids have new ideas. It's not the old way of doing business. I kind of call it, 21st century innovation. And the great thing is, we can have it here in West Virginia. We can keep it here in West Virginia. We can grow it here, and many ideas will come from this. We believe that West Virginia is on a new path and a positive path to get more people engaged. We had the Secretary of State, Chris Warner, here today. His office, he has been advocating for entrepreneurship. He's just created. It may be the first office of entrepreneurship anywhere in the country. So we're looking forward to working with his operation and really kind of building out a platform that will get more West Virginians on board and more young people. We have funded, as I mentioned before, a wide range of projects and products, and also we're serving a diverse community. We have a new company that we announced today called Jarhead Kitchen. It's based in Alderson, West Virginia. A woman by the name of Natalie Zoe. She is a veteran, a small business woman, and she and her family have been involved in farming and produce in southern West Virginia and southeastern West Virginia over the years. But now they're taking it to a whole new level. They're creating a packing facility, and they're going to work with other farmers who can then take their products to Jarhead, and they can pack it for them and then send it out to the world. So those products are going to leave West Virginia to be sold, farm products, vegetables, preserves, all things like that. But they will be manufactured and packed here through Natalie Zoe's packing facility in Alderson. And that's one of our new CRAN investments that we announced today.
Talking to Scott Widmeyer, president of the Country Roads Angel Foundation. The foundation announced today part of the Country Roads Angel Network. Hey, Scott, how common are those types of stories where you have an entrepreneur who has a small business, wants to expand, may not have the capital, may not have the know-how to get the product outside of their local market? How common do you hear that story?
It's very common. The thing is, we have to provide the channel that these people know that they can come to. They can come to our channel, and we will give them mentorship. We'll help guide them. We can connect them to the right people. It looks to be, from what the Secretary of State's office is trying to do, they want to cut the red tape so that if you want to start a new business, you're not going to go through a lot of red tape. It's going to be done fairly quickly. People are, the government's going to respond to your needs. And that's what we're about. We want to respond to the new ideas that are out there and really kind of support these efforts. So I think there's a great opportunity there, and I think we're going to see more and more of this. I mean, we wrapped up our meeting here in Morgantown this morning, and just the feeling of energy and innovation was amazing. We had WVU basketball coach Russ Hodge speak this morning, and Hodge was amazing. He gave a really inspiring speech to our founders, to our investors, to young people in the room. And the two key words he used were belief. You have to have a belief in something, and you have to be interested and committed into service. And that's what we believe entrepreneurs are about. A belief in something, stick with it, and through service. And with that, you can hopefully be successful.
Scott Widmeyer, he is the president of the Country Roads Angel Foundation. The new foundation launched to support West Virginia entrepreneurs. Scott, congratulations and best of luck.
We appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Stay tuned. We'll have more to come.
Absolutely. Let us know. Keep us posted. Coming up next, AI has entered the chat in the state legislative races. We'll talk about that right after this.
Right now, America is hungry for energy, more power, more reliability, and more security. So here's a question worth asking. Why not coal? And why not now? West Virginia sits on one of the most abundant energy resources in the world. Generations of miners, proven infrastructure, and coal-fired power plants already delivering dependable, around-the-clock electricity. At a time when demand is surging and reliability matters more than ever, coal isn't a question mark, it's a solution. Today, there's robust support in West Virginia and Washington to strengthen American energy independence using the resources we already have. So again, we ask, why not coal? And why not now? Because when it comes to powering our homes, our hospitals, our economy, and new opportunities, West Virginia Coal is ready. A message from the Friends of Coal, powering America today and tomorrow.
Running a small business means wearing a lot of hats, and dealing with tech problems shouldn't be one of them. CityNet helps West Virginia businesses keep their technology running smoothly, from networks and computers to backup, security, and day-to-day support. Whether you don't have IT staff or you have a small team that could use extra help, CityNet can take care of the technology or work alongside your team to fill in the gaps. With proactive monitoring, fast local support, and solutions built on CityNet's fiber network, your business stays productive instead of reactive. Call us at 1-844-CityNet to get started.
Senator Shelley Moore Capito is more than a true conservative and proud West Virginian. She's a champion of our way of life. She doesn't just fight, she delivers, working with President Trump to close the border and keep our families safe, protect our energy jobs, and cut taxes, and establishing the New River Gorge National Park, a powerful economic engine. Shelley Moore Capito, our senator, our champion.
I'm Shelley Moore Capito, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Capito for West Virginia.
Welcome back, class of 2011.
Most likely to be a millionaire, didn't quite make it.
Hey, reunion's not over yet.
Over here, millionaire, smile.
Make room, people.
Who is that?
Congratulations!
Congratulations to our very own Millionaire for Life!
Never too late, man.
You could win up to $1 million every year with Millionaire for Life. Play in store or online today. West Virginia Lottery. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All-new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All-new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off, or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Talk 304 is the text line. 800-765-TALK, the phone number. You've heard the buzz about CityNet fiber expanding across West Virginia. Now you can check your address, choose the plan that fits your needs, and even pick your preferred installation window. Visit citynet.net. Remember, CityNet connects, protects, and perfects. It has been a heated primary season so far. Some would say like none other we've seen before. All right, that might be a little hyperbolic, but it has been a bit unprecedented. AI has also been part of the campaign materials that have been going out. One of my personal favorites, if you've seen the mailer, and this has gone out all over the state of West Virginia, TJ, different races, but it's the same picture. It's three either baseball or softball players, and it's usually Joe Biden and either Hillary Clinton or Nancy Pelosi, and then some delegate who is being portrayed as, you know, the awful liberal who can't be trusted because they're playing ball with Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden. Clearly AI generated, right? Well, AI has been playing a part of this campaign. WOWK Television's Maddy Sperling took a look at how AI is being utilized in the campaign. Maddy joins us on MetroNews Talkline this morning. Maddy, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, good morning. That exact ad is what kind of spurred the story because I tweeted it and an AI detection firm reached out to me and I immediately jumped it, like doing a whole rundown of it.
So what did you find? How is AI being utilized specifically in these state legislative races?
Well, it's more on the mailer side. With TV ads, you have FEC regulations. And as someone who works in TV news, like there are rules before you can get something run on TV. There's still TV ones, but there's a lot less oversight when it comes to mailers. I mean, I spoke with the Secretary of State's office. Like it's, as long as it's not anonymous, there's very little you can do. They're also super cheap to make. You can make $1 million at once, and you know, why wouldn't you do it instead of spending? It's not as labor intensive as Photoshop.
Talk about that. The fact it is so cheap, to me, that allows you could make 10 of these things and kind of throw them out there, see what tests well. I mean, there's really no barrier on the cost side, right?
Yeah, actually, as sort of an exercise. And, as the political reporter, I rarely get to do fun gimmicks. So as part of it, I had Copy Leaks was the AI detection firm. I had them make some, fun attack ads for me. And the one I thought of in West Virginia, I'm new to West Virginia, but I know that people here really love pepperoni rolls. So I had them make an ad of me disliking pepperoni rolls. And it was both fun and also a little bit horrifying to see yourself. And if you've watched the on-air version of my story, there's a big AI version of me as I'm reporting that looks identical to me. Actually even has the same pout face that I do. I don't know how it detected that, but it is a little bit, I don't want to say necessarily horrifying, but I also got to sort of bond with Scott Eckert and Vince Deeds over seeing themselves portrayed in certain ways where it looks like you, but there's just something off.
Talking to Maddy Sperling, WOWK Channel 13 television down in Huntington and Charleston. So what did the candidates say? How are they reacting to seeing themselves playing baseball, for instance, with Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden?
Well, Senator Deeds actually said that he liked the baseball one because his wife says he looks good in the uniform.
Nice. Well,
sorry?
Go ahead, Dave.
No, I was just going to say, looking for the silver lining there in the cloud. Looks good in the baseball uniform. Well done, Senator Deeds.
He also said that he has thick skin from getting shot at from his time in law enforcement.
Well, there's that, yeah.
But Scott Eckert, he had one where both of them sort of shared the same sort of sadness that people can't debate based off of merits or that they can't really get together on the issues. And with these being GOP primaries, the people on both sides of these are not necessarily diametrically opposed politically. So it's a lot more of an attack on personalities or just sort of, they're not going down the line of where you are on the issues and sometimes even alleging that different, false things about their stances on the issues. I mean, attack ads are not anything new. I mean, Thomas Jefferson and John Adams went at it pretty hard in the election of 1800. Now it's just a lot easier to do it, and you can do it visually, which is often a little bit more nefarious, as some people have said.
There's nothing new under the sun, Maddy. There's nothing new under the sun. When you talk to experts about these, any indication, do people see them for what they are? Do people say, yeah, that's AI? Is anyone taken in by these things? Is it too early to tell?
Well, it sort of depends on the person. A lot of times in tests where you've asked people, tell the difference between AI or not, when people are using that, actively engaging in critical thinking, they're pretty good at it. AI is getting more advanced and it's getting harder to tell, but for the most part, people are somewhat good at doing it. It's that we're always seeing it constantly for our social media feeds, TV. It rattles around in your brain rather than you're not actively consuming it, but you're also not rejecting it. They're images, they're meant to influence you. And I think, as Senator Deeds says, they're intended to deceive and influence you.
I wonder what the reaction, maybe we put this out to the audience, TJ, but we are probably picking up on that. We're young enough, TJ, we pick up, obviously, it's AI, it's fake. But when Mamaw and Papaw get those ads and they see, Senator Deeds with Joe Biden, or they see the opposite, Maddy, they see a candidate, arm in arm with President Trump, are they... And I'm not accusing them of not having the intelligence, but, they didn't grow up with AI, obviously. How does that influence them? How are they reacting to it? I wonder, looking at all these mailers coming in that are, to us, clearly AI generated, but to them, maybe they're not picking up on that as quickly.
Well, it's not so much as they believe that Eddie Galbraith abandoned President Trump in the trenches of World War I. If they were around for World War II, I'm pretty sure they know, between real and fake in that area. It's more that images like that it's more subtle, the influence that it has over us. Mm-hmm. Really loud, really absurd imagery like that sticks with us more than, say, a flyer that goes down the issues. Or one of just, you see a lot of them, they have their arms crossed, or they just have sort of a headshot with their, highlighting what they've done or highlighting why you should vote for them.
I noticed in your piece that you say this may need a national fix. Not much we may be able to do from a state level. Elaborate on that a bit.
Oh, yeah. So when I spoke with Alan Yaman, who is the CEO of CopyLeaks. He was talking about all the different ways that certain state legislatures have attacked on this. And by the way, Delegate Kayla Young actually reached out to me and said that in 2024, the House did pass a bill against using deep fakes for election things. It didn't get picked up by the Senate, but we West Virginia can count ourselves amongst those states that have taken some kind, or like considered or weighed some kind of legislative action. The problem sort of with West Virginia, you have the aging population, but then you also have, as a lot of my colleagues and myself have reported on, a lot of out-of-state money. So whoever's, like, if you're who's the person who's generating these AI flyers, or I'm going to stick with the flyers for this one, the person who's generating these AI flyers comes from a different state, right? So if we have a law against making it, we now have sort of a complication in going after the person who's actually making it. And when it's someone who's paying for it is out of state, the person making it's out of state, it sort of complicates things a little bit. And it looks like, at least from the expert that I talked to, Yaman, he said that you may need like an across-the-board, legislation against it. So that way you sort of have sort of an even playing field, and you don't get wrapped up in different state laws.
Maddy Sperling, WOWK Television. AI has arrived in political campaigns. Maddy, nice work. Thanks for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much. And by the way, TJ, you need to follow me back on Twitter.
This is Talkline on Metro News, voice of West Virginia. It's 11:30. Let's get a news update. Check in with the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening all across the great state of West Virginia.
Today's Metro News television forecast is brought to you by Solango Law. Get results, not excuses.
We had a high of 76 and a low of 55 in Charleston yesterday. Today, plan for likely rain and storms. We're already potentially out the door early this morning. A strong to isolated severe storm is possible. Likely essentially a near 100% chance of rain this morning. Likely this afternoon, and still a chance of showers and storms overnight tonight. The folks at the Storm Prediction Center, including most of the state, in a marginal risk of severe weather today. Now, marginal means isolated severe storms are possible, and in this case, all types are possible. An isolated large hail, damaging winds, and a brief tornado can't be ruled out. So be weather aware of some likely rain and storms, isolated severe weather possible today. Fly Sierra Bear forecast, it starts at home, 79, chance of rain and storms in cities like Charlotte, too, 51 Chicago, 80 in Atlanta, Tampa near 88 today. From Panhandle to Panhandle, again, rain and storms are likely this morning and still this afternoon. We have a low swinging a front today. Highs in the mid to upper 60s. To the east, mid and upper 60s to near 70. Rain and storms likely with that risk of an isolated severe storm. Up here, too, highs 60s to low 70s. Rain and storms likely this morning and again this afternoon. And to the south, rain and storms likely with highs mid-60s to low 70s. Huntington near 72 this time for your high. Some breezy winds as well, and mostly cloudy overcast skies. Charleston 72, rain showers and storms likely this morning and the afternoon, and still a chance tonight with a low near 45. The isolated severe risk will be for today. Going forward, cooler temps behind that front, maybe some patchy frost by Saturday night, low near 36. Slight chance of rain tomorrow, chance of general rain showers, 63 on Friday, then we dry out, 59 Saturday, 65 rebounding temps on Sunday, and then some chances of rain and thunder early next week.
This is Ben Solango with Solango Law. Solango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted Best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Solango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Solango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at Solango Law.
When you hired me, you were 29. You seemed like you were 50 when you were 29. You were running that thing like a 50-year-old man. All right, we got to go get some tape. Come on, get out of there.
I think I've sort of always been 50, and I think I'm 50 now.
Yeah, me too.
That's
a
great
point.
Join Tony Caridi, Brad Howe, and Hoppy Kercheval for 3 Guys Before the Game. Metro News Television. Available on mobile, Roku, Fire TV, smart TVs, and online at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
Lawrence.
May not feel like boat weather quite yet, but it won't be long before it'll be time to get on the rivers and lakes. So now is the time to check out all of the great deals on pontoon and fishing boats at Lou Wendell Marine Sales. Check out the inventory at LouWendellMarineSales.com. Lou Wendell Marine Sales. We sell family fun. Still chuckling. She called you out there right at the end, TJ. She called you out.
I was already following her. I went and checked. I'm thinking, I do follow her. And I went because I've retweeted or re-X'd, whatever we say these days, her stuff. And I go and look, follows you and follows her. I'm in, Maddie. I'm in.
I like her. We'll have to have her back.
Yeah, she's good.
304 Talk 304. That is the text line. We'll try to get to some rational text coming up before the top of the hour. Erine Gray founded Find Help to meet the needs that fall just outside of medicine, known as social determinants of health, and to apply technology solutions to fixing the social safety net. A day-long Find Help West Virginia Social Care Summit is coming up, a regional gathering of leaders working to strengthen how people connect to essential services across the state. Joining us from the Charleston and Cove Insurance Studios this morning is the CEO and founder of Find Help, Erine Gray. Erine, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Dave, an audible here. Chris has just wandered in. Breaking news story that we have to go to. Chris?
Well, there's been an incident apparently at a Jefferson County school, guys. According to officials with the school system, the Wildwood Middle School is in lockdown right now. All students are safe and accounted for, but there's a heavy police presence there, and of course that's alarmed a lot of parents. They've been notified that there was a specific threat to the school, and of course there's been a response. And all other schools in Jefferson County are on alert right now, and so they wanted me to pass that along that there no students have been injured. There's been nobody hurt, but they could not be specific about what has happened other than to say that it was a specific threat toward that school and evidently was very credible. So we'll continue to follow this as it develops throughout the day here on Metro News.
All right, give the school. Which school is it that's on lockdown, Chris?
Wildwood Middle School in Jefferson County.
All right. Keep us posted throughout the day. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it.
We'll do that. That information's just coming in right now, and I think Luke Wiggs will be on the scene here shortly.
All right. So, Chris, thank you for the update. Keep us posted, buddy. All right. With that in mind, let's bring Erine Gray into the conversation. Erine, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I gave the Cliff Notes version of what Find Help is all about, but elaborate a little bit more why you felt this organization was needed.
Well, I grew up in a small town about 8 hours directly north by car, about a few hours north of Pittsburgh, called Olean, just on the western New York side. And at a young age, my mom was a janitor at the community college, and she caught a rare disease from a mosquito called encephalitis back in 1992. And there we were trying to navigate the safety net. And fortunately, we were living in a small town where everybody knew each other. My mom had insurance, and we ended up getting through it. But through that life experience, I saw firsthand several years later when I became her legal guardian and was her guardian for 24 years, really just understood how challenging it was. When you have brain damage as a result of this disease, it leads to a lot of other issues, including mental health issues for an adult. And living that experience came to the conclusion that we're a very generous country. We a lot of nonprofits that are there in these really, really hard situations. But yet, if you're somebody who needs it, you don't even know where to begin. And that's where, over the years, decided I want to spend the rest of my life working within the safety net. And 16 years ago, had the idea to start Find Help so that people in need could just at least know their options. And once they do understand their options, whether it be a local church, a food pantry, or an affordable housing program, or even a government program, maybe they could use technology to apply online and get what we call the dignity of a yes or a no. And so that's our story, and that's what that we've been doing.
And how will West Virginia play a role? How do you roll out here?
So in the very early days, we're based in Austin, Texas, where I live. We have a team that researches and enters in every single nonprofit across the United States. We also look at all of the federal and state government programs, whether it's Social Security or SNAP benefits. We learn all of those eligibility rules, and we did that for the whole country. And so we've been live in West Virginia well over 12 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so just in the last year, nearly 400,000 West Virginians have used our site, whether they're searching from a cell phone or whether they're a social worker at one of our customers, West Virginia University Health, who are helping people leaving the hospital, or just somebody that, is wanting to know, hey, what if I lose my job? Am I going to be okay? What services are available for me?
Talking to Erine Gray. He is the CEO of Find Help. What will be happening with the summit that is coming up here?
So we're getting all of our customers together to talk and to basically understand what they're seeing that's out there. And that's actually happening today. We have speakers from the West Virginia Primary Care Association. The Medicaid director here in West Virginia is there, as well as some folks from WVU Medicine. We're seeing some really interesting statistics across the state, and I think y'all may appreciate this. With those 400,000 users over the last year, interestingly, I looked at the data. The number one zip code across the entire state where searches were done was actually in Parkersburg.
Really?
Which surprised me too. And when I looked into it a little bit further, it's not the biggest town, and it turns out there are a lot of clinics in Parkersburg where people come and they attend the clinics, and then when they leave, they maybe have gotten better, and they don't have a place to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so what you end up seeing is folks just kind of getting out. Maybe they're now sober, and they're basically trying to figure out what to do next. And it goes to show, the data that we're seeing goes to show, hey, are there public policy elements of this? Meaning, is there a transition plan after they might finish? Because you have people coming from all I think I heard something like, when I looked into it, 18 different states coming in to attend these clinics. And so we're sharing all of that data at our summit, as well as with all of our users, so that they can understand, is there something that we're doing policy-wise that can be used? So another quick example is a church usually is a food pantry, does the food pantries, and they're not typically open on Sundays because they're doing things on Sunday, they're having services. And so what if you looked at the whole, every service that's offered, and then you're a foundation, you're trying to fund it? Sometimes funding of nonprofits happens based on who has the best proposal or who's the most well-connected. But what if funding was done based on who's having the biggest impact? Where is the need? Are they somebody willing to open a food pantry on a Sunday? People are hungry on Sundays too. And so we are making that data available to policymakers all across the country so that they can really think, how do you stretch more with the dollars that we do have? I think there's a big camp of folks that believe that a more efficient safety net is possible, and private citizens are a huge part of that, especially the faith-based communities. So really trying to help with the coordination so that people understand, hey, who can I send in this situation? Who can I send in that situation? Because everybody's stretched, and it's across the whole country. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, and we've seen search activities higher than we've ever seen it, even post-COVID, even post the government shutdown last fall. So I'm a big believer and an optimist that you can do better with not spending more federal funding. And so I think more coordination based on data is going to be the key. And I'm optimistic that over time, we can catch people when they're falling so they don't end up in even more difficult situations.
Well, anything data-driven is better than anything that is not data-driven. I mean, that's a given, I think. One of the things that's interesting about your model, you talk not only about the federal resources, but you brought up the example of churches and nonprofits and different things. Sometimes those are more timely than what a government solution can be. And if someone is hungry or has a need, there's a sense of urgency around it where the government may not be able to step in. So you're bringing everything to the table. And I'm just curious, how much of what the solution that folks find through your platform, how much of that is government? How much of that is nonprofit, church, civic, et cetera? What's the breakout?
Well over 90% is civic churches in the whole country.
Okay.
The government safety net, although it's large programs,
sure,
it's tiny in comparison. And you're right, it is far more efficient. we work with, we use the term seekers, which is anybody seeking services. So we see activity from seekers all the time, and they don't want to be enrolled in an intrusive government program. Sometimes they just need help, getting through a particularly hard time. And when they can spend some time face to face with a human being that sits down, gives them a hug, helps them understand what their options are, they prefer that. And I think most people want to find a job and want to be independent. But what's amazing is we're lucky. We get to work with social workers every day, all day, and to see their impact. And usually it's face to face and say, I've been there. And a lot of times people who have rose up from very challenging circumstances end up becoming social workers, and the cycle is very positive. So I would say most people prefer that close relationship with a local nonprofit, and there's a lot of redundancy. So we're seeing some nonprofits merge together, and so they could be more efficient. And so you're right; they're making decisions based on data with AI and everything else. Tools are now ubiquitous, and I think what the safety net looks like 10 years from now is going to be far better than what it was 10 years ago.
One of the things I'm guessing here, so if I know there's a problem, but I don't know where to go to tackle it, I want to give to it, I want to be able to make a meaningful dent, foundation, or something other, I would be inclined to come to you and say, hey, in this community, given the resources, you probably know where the dollars need to go. Do you ever get any of that? Anybody pick up the phone and say, hey, I know there's an issue here, I want to help make it better, but where do I go?
I get those questions all the time. And although we don't have a formal program for that, we can see not only what everybody's searching for, it's all anonymous, but we can also see how responsive every nonprofit is.
Okay.
So you can imagine someday where a funder says, you know what, I want to make sure that the people that y'all are helping are at least getting a phone call within 24 hours, or they're responding to those referrals. And we have that data. And so that's the type of, think of like customer service in that realm, and it is totally possible, and it could lead to more donations.
Erine Gray, Find Help, we appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Coming up, we'll have the latest on what's happening over in the Eastern Panhandle. We're going to try to connect with Luke Wiggs, find out if we can get an update from Jefferson County. We'll also get to a couple of texts as well. This is Talkline on Metro News from the Encova Insurance Studios.
When it's your family, your kids, your home, your parenting time, you want somebody on the Court of Appeals who lives and breathes family law. Even if you don't win your case, you still should feel that you've been heard. I'm Jim Douglas. I'm a family court judge, and I'm asking you to put real family court experience on the Court of Appeals for your future.
Paid for by the Committee for Family Law Experience for ICA. Susan Shepard, Chair.
Looking for a career that truly matters? Healthcare offers stability, great benefits, and careers that are in demand right now. From patient care to technology and support roles, healthcare careers offer flexibility and opportunity. Not sure where you fit? Take the quick healthcare career quiz at explorehealthcareerswv.com. Discover the path that's right for you. Healthcare careers, where passion meets purpose.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan. We are here for you.
Picture a community where every space tells a story. Those are the communities we're designing at ZLM Architects and Engineers. With a blend of creativity and technical expertise, we design spaces that inspire, innovate, and ignite change. From cutting-edge educational facilities to community-centric gathering spaces, we're committed to improving lives through design. Let us help you shape a brighter future for generations to come. Because at ZLM, it's more than architecture. It's about building your legacy.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
In 1914, the same year the first commercial flight soared and the Panama Canal opened, Greer Industries was born. Herbert and Agnes Greer began in Morgantown, West Virginia, striking the first pick into the limestone formation that would become the backbone of one of the state's great industrial legacies. From the roads we drive on, the buildings we build, and the communities we serve, Greer Industries has been delivering quality for decades. At Greer Industries, we've been improving lives for more than a century.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The Delview Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
MetroNews Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Developing situation in Jefferson County where a middle school is on lockdown this morning. Luke Wiggs is our reporter from WEPM in the Eastern Panhandle. Luke, good morning. What can you tell us?
Well, guys, we were alerted first to a large police presence. Our Clint Gage was actually going home from work and picked out about a dozen police cars that were making their way around Route 9 and deeper into Jefferson County. I was able to reach out to Jefferson County Dispatch and confirm some reporting that I saw on Facebook that there was an incident at Wildwood Middle School that warranted a pretty excessive police presence. Now, what we've been able to piece together since then, we've reached out to the Jefferson County Board of Education, who say that there are no injuries at this time. Several schools remain in lockdown, and they are planning a press conference at 1 o'clock at Sam Michaels Park in Jefferson County. Now, they're encouraging people to stay away, just important personnel, but I'm going to be headed there soon. I'm picking up the necessary equipment, potentially, to get it live on the Metro Radio Network. There was an incident at Wildwood Middle School. We're seeing unconfirmed reports on threats being made that may or may not have involved both firearms and explosives. The school went into lockdown. There was a large police response, and at this time there are no injuries to report. The schools in the county remain on lockdown. Wildwood Middle School is basically right across the street from Jefferson High School, so I know that Jefferson High School is affected by this as well. They went into lockdown.
In Jefferson County, or just those that are in proximity to Wildwood?
I can't confirm. I believe that it's more than just those two in Jefferson County. I can't speak to the county as a whole. I'll admit I've been rapidly driving to try to cover this press conference, and I know that Chris Lawrence, Clint Gage, Jeff Jenkins are doing work behind the scenes that might have a little bit more information than I do, but I know that it's more than just those two schools that are in lockdown.
Luke, Chris Lawrence spoke with Kelsey Springer. She is the Jefferson County Board of Education Communications Director. She had this to say.
We have a specific threat at Wildwood Middle School. We have law enforcement on site. Our building is in lockdown. All of our other schools are on secure, and more updates and information will be shared as they are available. At this time, all students and staff are safe and locked in the building. We have no injuries.
All right, that was, he spoke to her about 11:30 this morning, confirming again what you're reporting there, Luke. So there will be a news conference coming up at 1 o'clock?
That's correct, and the plan is, I think, to try to take it live on the Metro News Radio Network. If not, I'll come back on Metro News Midday if they'll have me, and I'll recap everything that we hear at the press conference.
Luke Wiggs with WEPM and the Panhandle News Network over in the Eastern Panhandle, keeping us abreast of the situation there in Jefferson County Wildwood Middle School, a specific threat identified on lockdown. Schools in that county on lockdown as well. Luke, we appreciate it. Keep us posted. Thank you.
All righty. Thank you, guys.
We'll have updates throughout the day on the Metro News Radio Network, Metro News Midday, and, of course, over at WVMetroNews.com. Take a break. Back in a moment. This is Talkline from the Encove Insurance Studios.
I'm Tom Willis, running against Shelley Moore Capito for U.S. Senate. Sarah and I love raising our kids here in West Virginia. You're the best people in the world, and it has been my honor to serve West Virginia for 26 years in the West Virginia National Guard, including flood duties all over our great state, and now in the state Senate. Shelley has abandoned our West Virginia traditional Christian family values, is ranked as one of the top insider traders in the U.S. Senate, and instead of negotiating for West Virginia families, got her son appointed as DA. I'm Tom Willis, and I approve this message because it's time for a change, West Virginia.
Paid for by Tom Willis Victory.
Worried about paying for college? Metro News is proud to present the 19th annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to WVMetroNews.com and apply today by May 3rd.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Approach your retirement with confidence. With over 150 years of combined experience, the advisors of the Stike team at Wealth Enhancement Group provide advice and wealth management strategies to individuals, families, small businesses, professional offices, and institutions. With the Stike team, you'll have access to an advising team with extensive resources, a client-first mindset, and a passion for helping transform the lives of those we serve. Visit wealthenhancement.com/Stike today and join the team that's dedicated to your success.
They say you can't take the lottery with you. But now, you can play anywhere, anytime with iPlay, the West Virginia Lottery's official app. From Cooper's Rock to the Greenbrier River, from the bleachers to your living room, iPlay goes where you do. Safe, simple, and always West Virginia proud. Play anywhere, anytime. Download iPlay today. iPlay, the fun, secure way to play, wherever life takes you. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Senator Shelley Moore Capito is more than a true conservative and proud West Virginian. She's a champion of our way of life. She doesn't just fight, she delivers, working with President Trump to close the border and keep our families safe, protect our energy jobs, and cut taxes, and establishing the New River Gorge National Park, a powerful economic engine. Shelley Moore Capito, our senator, our champion.
I'm Shelley Moore Capito, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Capito for West Virginia.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I'm Sean Kovich, Mountaineer Golf Coach. When disaster strikes your home, business, or golf game, call the restoration company the Mountaineers call. Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Nasal obstruction, stuffiness, blockage. Is it allergy? Is it sinus? A lot of times it may be both. The WVU Medicine Sinus and Allergy Center is a clinic where we house all specialties that take care of allergies and sinuses together. You name it, we have it. It's one-stop shopping. Anything ENT that needs done for the citizens of West Virginia, we can provide that care.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Developing news this hour from Jefferson County. Wildwood Middle School on lockdown. Schools surrounding it in Jefferson County also on lockdown after a threat was identified this morning. There's a news conference planned for 1 o'clock this afternoon. Luke Wiggs with the Panhandle News Network, WEPM Radio in Martinsburg, will be staffing that. We will keep you posted with the latest throughout the day on WVMetroNews.com and, of course, on Metro News Midday and Metro News Hotline throughout the afternoon as well. Cruise into spring with the West Virginia Lottery's 40th anniversary celebration. There are 40 ways to win 4K and 4 cruise packages up for grabs. Play in-store and online and enter for your chance to win cash or a cruise. Details at WVLottery.com. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. Coming up tomorrow, Tom Takubo scheduled to join us, running for re-election in the State Senate 17th District. For the entire crew, I'm Dave saying so long. Stay tuned. Follow the news of the day at WVMetroNews.com. This is Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.